when RFK did the testimony that he didn't know how many people died of COVID, or he couldn't answer basic questions about vaccines, the area, at least with me, that have always been kind of confusing to me, and maybe MAGA can answer this. So RFK is the head of the CDC. RFK has the capacity right now to bring real experts in the subject areas that he believes are the healthy things, avoiding vaccines and other types of vaccines, against mRNA vaccines, all these things that he talks about. He can bring those experts that he says that as a country we should be doing, pull those experts into a room and bring the experts into a room regarding mRNA vaccines, regarding vaccines in general, and actually having a discussion, actually having a debate on the scientific merits of the two different sides of the debate. But you know what? He doesn't do that. He's had literally 9 months to facilitate that discussion that he could facilitate today, but he won't. And since he won't, we have this chaos. We have chaos in our system where kids die from measles. We have the risk of other diseases spreading in this country that vaccines essentially eliminated. At least they didn't eliminate the viruses being out there. They just brought our immune system to be at a state where those viruses are not a threat to us when they become a threat to us at an early age, if we get them. So what RFK's biggest problem and where his greatest failure is, and hopefully you people in MAGA or people who believe in those concepts, those alternative healthcare positions with RFK, now would be the time to prove whether or not those beliefs, those theories that people have, that doing these other things is more healthier, to actually have that brought to a true scientific healthcare debate. But he doesn't. Because he doesn't believe, because he is not, his positions are not actually based on health. They're not based on health. They are not based on science. If they were based on health, if they were based on science, he would have no problem bringing those debates to this floor and having this debate, because he's literally in charge of the CDC. This is the problem that we have and that MAGA should get, that he is so pathetically weak in his position that he is not willing to bring those experts that he claims were suppressed and having them debate people who are other scientists and have an educated debate with, following the scientific method, proving which side is better. But he is so weak in his position, and he knows scientifically his position is so weak that he doesn't do that. Which should tell you how horrible of a leader of the CDC he is, and how wrong, why you should never be listening to people like that. Because a person who is telling you in life and death issues like diseases and healthcare, that if they're not strong enough in their information to be able to stand up in a true scientific discussion based on the scientific method, then really they don't have it. They're just con men. They're no different than you asking, some homeless guy on the street about how to live a healthier life. Or any other person anywhere at any time about what is healthier. Because they're afraid to put their debates against Harvard-educated doctors and other doctors who, have their doctorate, where they can be held liable for putting out misinformation or if their advice causes harm. The people that you're listening to are too cowardly
are too weak in their position to actually have that debate at the CDC. And that is why RFK must be fired. RFK must be fired because he is pathetically weak in his evidence, in his argument, and as an individual, and he is trying to tell you from this clearly weak position that you should do things that he says are safe for you, when obviously they are not, because if they were, he would have absolutely no problem bringing his experts to talk to the greatest scientific medical minds of the country. But he won't. This is why RFK must be fired, and this is why RFK is a fool and a coward, and all of these people who he talks about are fools and cowards, because now with the head of the CDC being friendly to them, they are cowardly to be able to actually have debates and discussions. Thank you.